Hello, my name is Salman Hamid, and I'm Assistant Professor of Integrated Science and Humanities at Hampshire College.
I'm Kevin Anderson. I teach courses in film and anthropology at the University of Massachusetts, and this is Film Autopsy. Hello, and welcome to a film autopsy of the Magnificent Seven of 2012. That is our Magnificent Seven films of 2012. I'm going to start it off with my number 7, and that is Silver Linings Playbook. It was fantastic, good acting, really enjoyed watching it in the theater.
Amazing film. I actually have it a little bit up, but I think
Okay.
Bradley Cooper was phenomenal
Yeah.
in that, and Jennifer Lawrence, who recently got a Golden Globe also.
That's right.
Fantastic.
That's right. Oh, and just by the way, we haven't shared our list with each other, so we might end up with 14 films, but hopefully not. What's your number 7?
We have no idea, by the way, and we'll see whether our tastes are the same or not. My number 7 is The Queen of Versailles.
We never sought out to build the biggest house in America. It just kind of happened.
It's bigger than the White House.
2 tennis courts,
30 bathrooms,
full-size baseball field,
10 kitchens,
antique furniture.
90,000 square feet.
The documentary dealing with...
Overlooked by the Academy.
Overlooked by the Academy, a fantastic documentary about this guy who owns this timeshare business, owns a timeshare business, and he is trying to build the biggest house in the U.S. and the economy tanks in the meantime. Fantastic film.
Great film, not on my list, but my number 6 is Burning.
He was the nicest guy in town.
He was about the most popular man in Carthage. Real people person. Just made you feel real good about yourself. It's like he cast a spell over the entire area.
Great film directed by Richard Linklater, starring Jack Black. It's about actually based on true life events in East Texas, and it's just very enjoyable, a little quirky, interesting mix of fact and fiction. Love Burning.
Bernie was fantastic, and it's not on my list, but Jack Black is fantastic in that film, and shows Shirley MacLaine.
Yes, yes,
I thought she was very funny.
Yeah, and a kind of a different Matthew McConaughey as well. He surprised me a little bit.
My number 6 is A Late Quartet. Now, this was a film, it has sort of like a story of a quartet which is losing one of its major or key players, which is played by the cellist played by Christopher Walken, who's phenomenal in the film.
Yeah, he's great.
And as
Again,
usual,
overlooked by the Academy, his performance.
And as usual, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah,
Tremendous.
always good.
This is a movie, small film, overlooked, not many people saw it. Go and see it. It's not trying to be something big, to the point.
Okay, not on my list, but I did enjoy the film. My number 5, Cabin in the Woods. It was fantastic from the beginning to the end because you kind of know what you're going in for, okay? I'm not saying Cabin in the Woods is an all-time one of the best films ever, but in terms of cinema-going experiences of 2012, it is one of my Magnificent 7.
Now, that is one film that I missed, but I still have to see it. But yes, I've heard a lot about it. But the horror genre, I skipped it. But I've heard that it's actually really good.
And it plays with the genre. It's nice.
Absolutely. Okay, my number 5 is Zero Dark 30. And I know that it probably is going to be higher on your list, but I mean, it's a tough film on a very sensitive, controversial topic, but it's wonderfully done, and but with reservations, and that's why it's not at the top of my list. You should check out our longer autopsy for that. But
well, that's interesting because my number 4 is Zero Dark 30.
Oh,
and
okay.
I thought it was fantastic, gripping from start to finish, and I think it's too bad that Catherine Bigelow is not nominated for a Best Director.
yeah, that is an overlooked fact. I mean, I think Catherine Bigelow should get another director award. Okay, so my number 4 is Beasts of the Southern Wild.
I see that I'm a little piece of a big, big universe.
Fantastic film. Again, this is by a young director, new director, his first film, working with non-professional actors, and it is so phenomenal. It's an unusual film.
Yeah.
The visuals are fantastic, and it's set in sort of like New Orleans,
Southern
kind of
Louisiana.
Southern Louisiana, and a fictional place called The Bathtub. Check it out, just for if not something else. Amazing acting by a 6-year-old.
What's her name?
Well, I'll let you say her.
Corvenzine Wallace. I like
nominated for the Oscar.
It's nice that Beasts of the Southern Wild is getting so much attention from the Academy because it definitely deserves it. And it was such a small film, I think a lot of people overlooked it. I did not overlook it. It is on my list, but I'm not going to tell you which number. Number 3, Anna Karenina. That film wrapped me up from beginning to end, and I love the innovative take on the production design mixed with the cinematography as if it was taking place on a stage. I loved it. I know you were.
I thought we were
about it.
doing the Magnificent
This is
Seven,
the
not the worst films.
Oh.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. No, I did not like Anna Karenina. The acting was wooden, and the whole. I mean, I think the first 1/3 was good, and then the director kind of forgot what he was doing, all the cool stuff, and then he remembered right towards the end. There were some fantastic musical elements to it. It was an ambitious film, but ultimately a failed experiment. My number 3 is Silver Linings Playbook. We've already talked about
That's
it.
right.
Fantastic acting all
That's
around.
very high, number 3.
And I'm surprised actually it was not. No, it has been nominated for a best
all
film.
4 acting categories:
and,
screenplay, director,
and
picture.
I really hope at least for best screenplay it
Yeah,
gets,
it
because
definitely should get that.
Very funny film, and David O. Russell. I mean, again, amazing job, especially after the Fido.
Yeah. My number 2 was The Master.
You have a break coming?
10 minutes?
If the average civilian had been through the same stresses that you have been through, undoubtedly, they too would have developed the same nervous
You
condition.
must understand. You want to get the late break.
Completely ignored by the Academy this year. It was written, directed, and produced by Paul Thomas Anderson. I think when we did the autopsy of it, I even used the K word to describe Anderson's directing this film. Very, very promising, excellent film. It's essentially my second favorite film of the year.
Well, it is on my list, but I'm not going to tell you which number
Really?
it is.
We're getting down to just 2 more slots.
No, The Master was fantastic. I'm going to say a little bit later.
Okay.
But on my number 2 list, and hold your breath, Kevin. Just sit down, okay? It's Moonrise Kingdom.
What kind of bird are you?
I'm a sparrow. She's a dove.
No, I said, what kind of bird are you?
I thought this was Wes Anderson at his best. It was fantastically
I'm not
constructed.
surprised that that's Wes Anderson at his best. It's just that's pretty darn bad.
No, it was a fantastic film, wonderfully written. I think the writing is so tight, wonderful comic, and direction is perfect. Every single scene is perfectly shot. I think it almost should have been actually. I'm surprised it was overlooked by the Academy.
I won't say anything. I've said it all before. Number 1 for me, Beasts of the Southern Wild, directed by Ben Zeitlin. We talked about it earlier. Absolutely, just not just in terms of the fact that he was working with non-actors. He was a first-time director. That film is extremely engrossing. It's warm. It's sad. It makes you think about the politics of post-Katrina, class, race. It's just it's a fantastic film without a whole lot of razzle-dazzle. It just shows what can be done with really good directing, really good writing, really good acting.
Well, and again, I already gave it away, but yeah, for me, the best film was The Master. I mean, it was just a phenomenal experience. This was an experiential film in some sense. The first time we saw it, we were like, wow, I just really find myself emotionally hit by something, but I couldn't tell exactly why, because the movie has such wonderful layers to it, and every character is much deeper than we actually see it on the screen. And then the acting, Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman are just phenomenal. Their scenes together, if you can just watch those scenes and and you'll be enthralled by it. I mean, I think it's a real shame that this movie did not get nominated for.
I mean, it does have some acting nominations.
Pretty much in every category, but I think this is one of the best films. Well, I think this is
there
the
you
best
go.
film of
Beasts
the
of the
year.
Southern Wild and The Master are the two most magnificent of the Magnificent Seven.
The magnificentest.
Of 2012. Don't look that word up.
And we should mention, I mean, this year was an amazing year for
very
films.
good year
Actually,
for
we had a hard time figuring out even these 7 films. There are other films that were really good.
We had a hard time deciding what we would call this show.
So just to list, we go with, so for me, we start with The Queen of Versailles, and then, well, no, we're not going to do that. So
They already know.
That's
They
it.
watched it.
Okay. All right. So
enjoy all these films if you can in the theater before they go to Blu-ray and DVD.